Hey you guys, it has been a little while since I did a collective reading and I'm sorry for that. I've just been really busy. I have a lot to juggle. I'm a single mom. My twin and I are in the reunion phases, so we're not like together in the same house yet, and he's still dealing with issues with the karmic. So I still got to manage on my own, and that means I got to juggle a lot. So I just haven't had time. I started a reading a couple of moon cycles ago. I think it was actually with one of the portals, but now I can't remember. I actually started that with that as a base for today because the messages there are still pertinent and are still significant. And then I added more to encompass from the 11/11 portal and from the full moon lunar eclipse that just happened. So I don't want to waste any time. Like, I know sometimes Spirit has me talking about all sorts of stuff, but this is going to be a long reading. So I don't want to waste any time. I want to get started right away. I want to update more soon with some vlog type posts or videos to explain some stuff. Like, I've been channeling messages from Spirit, from Jesus specifically, because I have gotten to a place where I specifically call him in. I'm already like feeling the need to go on a tangent, but I'm going to save it for a separate video. But I am very, very careful and specific of which spirits I connect with, because there are lower energy spirits also. I mean, there's negative entities, which are basically like demons. They're not all demons, but some of them are some version of that are outright trying to hurt people. And then there are just lower energy spirits that are trickster spirits that like, they will lie to you and they will try and trick you and fool you and stuff like that. And we really need to be careful of even the readers that we listen to or go to order personal readings from, because people who are not careful of which spirits they're calling in can get bad information. And you should not feel bad or get upset if you get a reading that doesn't resonate with you, because it either is not meant for you if it's a collective reading, or if it doesn't feel right in your soul, then it could be a spirit messing with you, or just a bad reader or something too. Anyway, I have experience with this because I have had trickster spirits try and mess with me, and that is why I am extremely careful of the spirits that I call in. And the past couple of months, I have been specifically calling in Jesus, because I know that any of those lower energy spirits and negative entities, they will not stay in his presence. So I know that I'm getting valid, correct information when I do that. And the stuff that I post on Instagram and stuff that I talk about on these readings, or like when the channel messages that I'm going to tell you guys, like, I know that it's true and authentic because it's coming from him, and it's coming from archangels and like Mother Mary and trustworthy ascended masters. Those are the only spirits that I call in. I will not call in other spirits because I don't trust them, because I want to make sure that everything is true and accurate. So anyway, so yeah, I'll do some vlog updates soon with like messages that Jesus has given me about the Twin Flame Collective and community that I think is really interesting information. Some of it I'm going to be talking about in a podcast coming up. I did another podcast with Lauren at Mind Biz Life, and she is releasing it on December 8th, right before the 12/12 portal. So some of it I talk about on there, and then I've gotten some more information too that I'm going to expound on. Okay, I'm going to this might be a little flimsy at first, because rather than trying to hold up the whole stand, I'm going to take my phone off. I want to show you guys the layout, because as we know, as you hopefully know, Spirit designs the spread of my collective readings, and I know that there's a reason to that, the configuration and the shape. I know that there's like light codes or DNA activation codes or something like that in there. I don't have explanation for it. I should actually ask Jesus about that. I will do that. I don't have explanation for it yet, but I know like it can't be a coincidence when Spirit started doing this with me earlier this year. So I want to show you guys the shape. I have to get high because it's big. Okay, there's everything. So I started with the main circle in the center, which I felt like was a full moon. And then I added on the half moons on the outside. And I realized as I was going, I didn't know how. Like, Spirit had me like shape these as a curve. Oh look, my arm fits it perfectly. So my spirit had me shape it as a curve, and I didn't know why. Instead of diagonals, it just did it. And then I had the inner one, and then I realized it brought to memory some images I've seen before of the moon with the half moons on the side. So I don't know if spirit wanted it like that for a reason or what, but take a minute to absorb that, and I'll have the picture as well provided everywhere. But yeah, just like meditate on the image for a minute and allow any downloads to come through. Okay, so there's a lot here because I tapped in, like I didn't just go to like the Angel Tarot cards and the Akashic reading cards or Akashic Records cards. I also tapped into other oracle cards, like to look into like higher spiritual purposes and inner emotions and all sorts of and the spirit animals and the dragons. What was the other one I was just gonna say? And other bigger picture messages, basically. So there's a lot here because of that, and that's why I don't want to waste any time. Okay, so actually, oh wait, I think I'm gonna start. I have to make room. You saw the table is completely full, so I have to make room. So first I'm gonna hold up the cards. Okay, I asked last night when I was pulling this, I pulled this last night. Actually, it was very early this morning. And actually, quick side note, I said I wasn't gonna do that, but I'm gonna do it. Someone forwarded me this documentary about spending a long period of time in the dark, and that it produces effects similar to plant medicine to connect with spirit. And it made me realize, like, I have delayed sleep phase syndrome. Like, I could literally function all at night and sleep all day, but you can't do that in society. So instead I sleep in patches, and that's why you guys get videos and posts in the middle of the night. But now I understand, like, I feel like that's connected. Like, if spirit, if you are able to connect more with spirit when you spend a long period of time in the dark, maybe that's why I'm a night owl. And my healer does everything at night too. So if you're a night owl, that could be because you have advanced spiritual connections. Who knows? Anyway, okay. So I asked first about what's going on with the divine masculines. And this reading to me feels like it can encompass any of the waves. It doesn't feel like, I know a lot of my readings feel very first wave because the first wave is so close to union. If some of them are already going into union. This could be some first wavers who are maybe not like immediately stepping into union, that maybe like next year are. And this could be any of the waves. And quick note from Jesus, one of those things that I channeled, there are currently 5 waves of twin flames. The first wave met between 1999 and 2013. In one of my other videos, I will break down for all the waves. There are 2 more waves coming that haven't even met each other yet. And any of the waves can come into union at any time, but it is something to keep in mind that this journey is a marathon. It takes time to work through the healing process. And for some, it can go quicker than others. It just depends on you doing the inner work on yourself and clearing any obstacles that are in the way. So many people, they obsess and complain about their DM's behavior and when they're wounded, the running, and honestly, even like, being involved with other women, the karmic partners, doing hurtful behavior, all this stuff. Like, so many people complain about all of this stuff a lot. And I mean, yeah, it's not good behavior. And yeah, like any normal person would be like, you shouldn't be with them. But we need to step back and look at the bigger picture, higher understanding of what is going on here. Like, this journey is about healing deep core wounds. And divine masculines who are behaving that way, divine masculines who are true divine masculines, they're healing like abandonment wounds and inner child issues and attachment disorders and stuff like that. That is why they're acting like that. It's defense mechanisms, because really what they're doing is both protecting their hearts from the worst pain imaginable, because they're imagining that you are perfect, and of course you're going to realize that they're not and that you deserve better. So they have to protect their hearts right now. Plus, they're protecting you from them because they don't feel worthy of you. And then add to it if there's spiritual warfare involved. And there is way more spiritual warfare involved in many cases than what people realize. People underestimate it too. Like, it is much more prevalent than what people think, and it can do a lot more damage than what people think as well. Spiritual warfare can be the cause of bad behavior in divine masculines because they can be being controlled by karmic partners or entities or generational curses or past life trauma that is so significant that it's coming through to the present. So there are a variety of spiritual warfare related reasons that can cause problems and dysfunction and bad behavior. And we have to, like, if spirit guides you to figure that out and to fix it and clean it up, because you cannot overcome it on your own. It doesn't just magically disappear and go away. It has to be cleansed and cleared and released and healed. So, and if there's spells and black magic involved, you have to protect. You have to protect properly, or it can just get worse, and it can just keep coming back. So, those are reasons why divine masculines don't behave correctly, and do things that hurt you. And instead of getting all up in your ego and running away, you have to embody the unconditional love that this journey is about, and understand from their perspective what wounds they're healing and why, and figure out if there's anything that you need to fix as well in order to remove these things that are affecting us. And other than that, it's work on your healing and work on yourself and take care of yourself and look at the bigger picture and keep pushing forward, trusting in the bigger picture, the bigger outcome, and that spirit has your back, because your own souls chose this path and you cannot abandon it. Sorry to say, soul will overrides free will for twin flames, and your own souls are guiding you. So if it's really your twin flame, why are you trying to run? You need to surrender to the spiritual awakening that your own soul is pushing you through, and you need to learn how to address all of these things and heal yourself, because you're mirroring each other. You're mirroring each other's wounds. So work on healing yourself and help your twin heal as well, however you can. And I have rambled on again, but Spirit wanted you to know that. So now I'm starting. Okay. Asking about the divine masculines. And again, I feel like this can apply to any of the waves. And like I said, any of the waves can come into union at any time, but there is a difference in where you're at in the process based on which wave you're in. Okay, so the first thing that I got here, I'm actually going to take the 4. Okay, so this is the Oracle of Delphi, the Buddha prepares, the Queen of Forces, and the Lightning Bolt. The way these came out, and there's a reason why I'm taking them 4 together, because I automatically felt like I heard it in my head, and I have clairaudience, that they are preparing to come towards their divine feminines. They are preparing they are doing all of the inner work. That's what I mean by preparing. They're going through all of the inner work as guided by spirits, and spirit is pulling them through the process if necessary, because a lot of masculines are not awake enough to do the healing work on themselves. And when that is the case, when they're not awake enough to be studying spirituality and doing all this healing work on themselves, spirit pulls them through the process, like puts them through the towers or whatever situations to teach them the lessons that they need to learn and to go through the healing process that they need to go through. So spirit is guiding them through the process of that inner preparation, the emotional and spiritual growth and expansion, and inner preparation to be able to start taking action towards their divine feminines and leaving any karmic situations behind. So karmic situations are going to be like severed. Like, this is not just breakup. This is like full on, like no going back. This is like the Tower. This is if the divine masculines struggle to do it on their own, the spirit is going to come in and make sure that this happens. That's what this lightning bolt is. And the other thing with this, I do believe that Spirit wants them to do it on their own because they have to be in their full strength and in their full inner power. They have to have like that strong solar plexus and root chakra energy to, and not just that, the strong solar plexus and root chakra in order to like stand up for themselves and be in their personal power, but also the strong sacral and heart chakra to be able to take down their walls for their divine feminine as well. Okay. So I do feel that Spirit is going to guide them to be in their completely like strong healed state, but it will also provide anything that needed to help dismantle those karmic situations and karmic relationships. The divine masculines see their feminines as in their power and strong and amazing and beautiful and successful and what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I just saw on the table. And in their like spiritual power too, like in their spiritual awareness, like they see them as these awakened divine feminines and they're just completely in awe of them. Okay, so now where shall we go next? So then like Spirit kind of like, I felt wasn't really giving me what I was asking, was giving me what they wanted to give me, which Spirit does that all the time with my readings. It's like, this is what we want to talk about. Let's go here. Okay, so I asked about the divine feminines. Okay. See, there's still an emphasis on the masculines here. That's why I was like, what are you talking about, Spirit? Okay, the Ark of the Covenant tells me that the divine feminines are really getting through their lessons. They're getting through their learning process and their healing process, and their karma and their karmic lessons are no longer controlling them. They are taking control of their karma. They're taking control of their lives, or they're taking it back from the dark night of the soul process and the spiritual awakening process. So they're learning their lessons, and that those karmic situations that are providing those life lessons are like they're taking back control over them. Basically, that's what this means, the Ark of the Covenant, that they are taking back control and learning the lessons and integrating them and releasing the conditioning from society and everything so that they can have control of their life again, which goes perfect with the Architect, because the Architect is about shaping the life that you want, creating the life that you want. So your divine feminines are learning their lessons, taking back control from all the karmic energy not being the same as a karmic partner. It can be, but in this case I mean like the bigger spiritual picture, like karma, like the lessons. So, and that isn't just a little thing, that's bigger stuff too, like stuff coming through from past lives, like you went through this experience in this past life and it has to be healed and released in this current lifetime, stuff like that. But anyway, so feminines have gone through that, and now they are shaping their lives how they want them to be, how they are meant to be for their life purpose, and they are having success in doing so and coming into positions of power, coming into their power personally, as well as positions of power and recognition and achievement. They are integrating their higher selves with their 3D. I call it with your human. I don't know how else to say it. And that's what this journey is about. This journey is stripping away all of the conditioning, from society, from family, from religion, from culture, from all of that, and bringing you back to who you truly are deep down at a soul level, and then integrating that from the 5D to the 3D. Well, really your 3D is coming up to the 5D. So then your human becomes multidimensional. And I mean, obviously it's not exactly the same, like you're still living in the 3D human world and not in the spirit world, but you're functioning energetically at a higher level. So you're understanding the spiritual concepts, you're understanding everything going on, and you're advancing spiritually, and that's bringing you through the ascension process. That's what's going on. It's the ascension process. And not everybody is ascending in the same ways, and not everybody is going to the same place as we get through ascension either. So but that's what the divine feminines are doing. Twin flames are here to assist with ascension. So all twin flames are ascending, and they are, and that's what's going on here. Okay. You're integrating your higher selves. And, with the King of Keys here, to me, I feel like this is, as feminines are working through all of this, you kind of have that similar focus to what I was talking about earlier, about focusing on the unconditional love for your divine masculines and helping them with their healing however you can, because it's not an easy journey for them. They often have to go through a lot of dark nights of the soul and difficult processes in order to come into the awakening of who they really are and the paths meant for them. They fight that a lot more than the feminines, because the feminines, men and women's brains just work differently. And though that being said, not all divine feminines are men and not all divine masculines are women, but on a broad scale and going to the energy as well, like the brains just function differently, and it's like the way we see the world, and it's the effects of the conditioning. So it's just a harder process of getting through the lessons and not being stubborn anymore, not letting pride get in the way and ego center get in the way. So I feel like these feminines are able to focus on the bigger picture with their masculines, focus on the higher perspective, see them in their power and in their see their higher selves, and are doing what they can to assist their divine masculines with their healing process, and they're energetically holding space for them. So one of the things about this card that I like, the Queen of Keys, she is standing on a castle terrace and she's looking out at her king who's on his way home. Well, king on his way home to the castle. So there's a direct correlation there with these two particular kings and queens, that the queen is out on that castle terrace looking out at him on his way home, and he's headed home to her. So I feel like that's what's going on with these divine feminines. They are, they're in their power, they're in their success. The Queen of Keys represents the same success that the Architect represents. And they're integrating their higher selves, and they are holding that unconditional loving space for their divine masculines who they see on their way home, and are expecting them at any time, and the divine masculines are on their way home to them. Okay, that's how I see this. And know that they are returning successful, like in all ways, like getting through the process and successful in the material world, and ready to be their true kings to their queens. Okay, so now what shall we do next? So then I asked like more about energy overall for the connection and for the twins. I feel like these could just go together because the messages all connect. Okay, let me take these two first. So with Two Worlds and Karmic Trench, like this is kind of representing the fact that, okay, so a lot of twins, I was going to say divine masculines, but I don't want to label it as only divine masculines, because it can be the divine feminines also. This can be present, or it can be representing the past. That's why I say that this can be representing any of the ways, because some of you might be still in this stage, and some of you might have moved past it already, and it's more representing the fact that you came from it, okay? But that is how Spirit is using this to represent everyone. So take it as it resonates for you, okay? But a lot of twins, a lot of you have been stuck between worlds, trying to move beyond what your life was before meeting your twin, or before the twin flame journey being activated. And that can be marriages and other relationships, or other work, or it can be anything that, was all based in ego in the 3D. And now you're on this life-altering spiritual journey and awakening. And so you've been shifting from that old version of your life that was very 3D oriented into this new version of your life that is going through this massive awakening and spiritual process. And it can be difficult sometimes. It can be hard, okay? Don't, be gentle with yourself. Take it easy with yourself, because it's hard. It's not easy. This is a really difficult journey. I don't know how many people have said to me, and I've said it as well, that this is not for the faint of heart. It's a tough road, okay? So don't be hard on yourself. You're working your way through the process, and you're working your way clearing, okay, wait, I'm not saying it right. Digging yourselves out of your karmic trench. Now, again, this can apply to both sides. It's more often the masculines. The karmic trench is like what I was referring to before, when I was referring to like your karmic lessons. We have all been in these karmic trenches of like lessons of conditioning, and situations that we are meant to learn from. And this is old behaviors and negative thinking and all sorts of things that were not serving us correctly, that were not helping us. It's primarily like the old negative thought patterns and behavior patterns and situations that were holding us back. So now that we've all been working through the process of digging ourselves out of these karmic trenches, changing our behavior, changing our thought patterns, becoming more positive, learning how to manifest, learning how to use our power, learning how to stand up for ourselves and choose better for our lives and our paths, whatever it may be for each person. So everybody's been in the process or is in the process of doing this and getting to the other side to where you're able to change your life in positive ways and move in good directions for this connection, as well as for your lives individually, because this journey is about your lives individually as well. Okay, Spirit is inspiring you and guiding you and helping you find your ways forward, both in your individual lives, following your life purpose, your spiritual life purpose and path, as well as with your connections, in looking into like finding your way back to each other, finding your way out of karmic situations and back to each other. Again, this is a spiritual awakening. You guys are finding your way through the spiritual awakening. Your spiritual gifts are opening up and expanding and growing, and you're learning so much about yourself and your connection to God, source, however you think of it, your spirit team, your own soul. And you're being guided through the process. Now, this card also can represent traveling or relocating. So some of you may have that going on as well, whether it's your twin coming to you or you going somewhere else, okay? But this is all very positive for Spirit guiding you both through the awakening process and getting you to where you are meant to be. This is a time of great activity and expansion in your lives. So divine masculines are more likely, not exclusive, it can be for divine feminines too, but divine masculines are more likely to be taking a lot of action at this time in getting themselves out of karmic situations. Divine feminines, you might not be able to see it, and that's okay. They're still like, it has to start internally before it happens externally. And they also might just not be telling you yet, because a lot of them, they're not going to tell you until it's done and over with, or just until they're emotionally ready to tell you. But that doesn't mean they're not doing it. So divine masculines tend to be taking action on dismantling karmic situations, and divine feminines tend to be taking action in bettering their lives, whether that is leaving their own karmic situations, whether that is changing work situations, pursuing spiritual life purposes, but it's moving in a positive direction that has them strong, independent, confident, and successful. And that's what the diversity card is about. It's the success. Like, this is about like, you're on your way to greatness. Your life is really expanding, like boundless opportunities are coming to you and doors are opening all over. So like, this is a great indicator of growth and expansion, professionally speaking, in your lives. Okay. And you are coming into great success, professionally speaking, or in your spiritual life purpose, because that doesn't have to be work, like paid work. It just depends on each person. But this is all about the success and the recognition. Some of you are even becoming teachers in your craft and whatever it is that you're doing. Many of you could be helping other twin flames, like myself. But it could be anything. It could be in your professional life. It can be in your spiritual path, whatever. Like, you guys are having the success and recognition in those aspects. And the masculines are coming into their power. They're going to match the Queen of Forces, just like they saw in the beginning, just like we saw in the beginning. We saw how they're seeing their queens and they're rising up and stepping into their power in order to match their queens and be a true divine masculine partner to them, who is fully embodying all of his strength and power, both in the 3D and in the 5D. Okay? Okay, now let's look at the Angel Tarot cards. Actually, we're going to look at those as well as my Quantum Oracle. Okay, so again, this is going to be kind of like what I said with the others, that this can be, some of you might be still in this period, and some of you may be in the process of shifting out of it or are already out of it. Okay, so take it how it resonates. this is a period of focusing on your material worlds, doing all of the hard, consistent work to build strong material world foundations. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. This is all about like actual work, professional work, making more money, getting promotions, working on all that stuff. Divine masculines in particular, but it doesn't have to be, can be feminines also. Twins are or have been focused on building up their material worlds so they are strong and in their power, and not really in their power, but like they're successful so that they feel in a good place to be with their twins. Many divine masculines need to feel good in this respect in order to come together with their feminines. They just won't do it until they do, because they need to feel like they can be the providers, because that is how, you know, society raises them to be. They will mostly reach the point where that is not such a strong emphasis, but I do believe that it's still a very strong masculine value, even if they are healed and awakened. Not all, but many. Okay, so this has been the emphasis, as well as manifesting and creating the lives that you both desire for yourselves. This has been the focus. This has been what has been most important, and this is what Spirit wants you to be focusing on right now, manifesting and creating the life that you desire for yourself. Do that now. Don't wait for your twin. Spirit doesn't want you to wait for your twin. You need to do it now. If you wait, you're putting the energy of waiting into the connection, and your twin's not going to move forward either. You need to focus on doing this work for yourself, knowing that you two are going to come together and everything is going to work out how it needs to. Okay. This is also a period of time of any difficult conversations that need to be had. And that could be related to conflicts. Like this could be difficult conversations with karmic partners or any karmic situation person. Like that could be like family or boss or stuff like that. Excuse me. Saliva went down the wrong pipe. Okay. So this is a little bit of a tumultuous time because of dealing with any conflict from anyone who just doesn't get it, who's either trying to hold you back or just doesn't understand, or it's just negative situations that we need to declutter and remove from our lives, to be honest. So a lot of you, actually, I probably guarantee that everybody has gone through something like this. It is probably extremely rare that any twin flame pair has not gone through something like this. Because number one, even if you don't have a toxic karmic partner trying to hold you back, there is no one who is not on a twin flame journey that understands the twin flame journey. I mean, there might be some people, which I think are few and far between, who can still be supportive and understanding because it's just in their personality type. But I think that most people, they criticize you and judge, and they don't get it and they don't understand why you don't just move on. So then you end up with conflict for that reason as well, because you're being told by other people around you that you need to do this, that, and the other. And meanwhile, they don't understand that like you can't let go. You can't move on. Like it's not a choice that we have. So this could be conflict for any of those reasons. So there's difficult conversations going around all of this. And it could also be difficult conversations with your twin because of working through whatever stage you're at in the process. And we know that the early stages are not easy, especially when there's a lot of running involved, because it's difficult for one or both of you to face your feelings or understand them. I mean, the beginning stages, especially before you know it's a twin flame, are very confusing because you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, why can't I move on from this connection? So a lot of that going on, basically. But as far as professionally speaking goes, the success is coming. If it's not already happening, you're going to have achievement and recognition that's going to help you move forward. You're also going to come together as a team with soul tribe people or with your twin flame, depending on what stage you're at. It's going to help you to have continued success moving forward. You're going to come together with teachers as well who are going to help with the process forward. That could be twin flame readers. That could be other types of spiritual teachers and leaders, which there's so many. And so many great ones that you can listen to that help with the ascension process or help with the twin flame journey. just from listening to them. This could be in your professional worlds, mentors that are helping guide you forward. This could be anyone. This could be educational as well, of course. So, but this is all super positive. And all of this is leading to, making sure I'm not missing any cards here. This is leading to both of you, one or both of you, especially the divine masculines, taking the necessary steps to move their lives forward and to move the connection forward as needed. It's just about gathering that strength and coming into the awareness and healing enough. According to Jesus, 80% is the threshold to be able to come into union, so that you can start having the more harmonious connection, and start taking the steps to get out of whatever situation and come in and literally come into union, because that's what we have next here. Hold the thought. Like I said, literally coming into union. Commitment, long-term commitment, and these are both union cards, okay? It says unity on it. And it can represent marriage as well. Although it can also, it's black and white, it can also represent a non-traditional type of long-term commitment. For fire is a twin flame union card, and it represents having it all. Having the happy family life, having success and prosperity, having peace and abundance, and a great, beautiful home, like, and long-term commitment. Like, this is all, it's all right here. It's all right here. They're gonna get there. They're gonna take the steps, and you're gonna get there. Union is guaranteed. There's 144,000 twin flame pairs who are all here assisting humanity with the ascension process. Our souls agreed to this before incarnating. Our souls are serving humanity. That's why you can't run from the twin flame connection. That's why it's unbreakable, because our soul agreed to it. And what is the point if you don't come into union? The unconditional love and the increase in energy vibrations, the way it brings up the connection and then the people around you and the world from coming into union, like, that is the whole point and the purpose. It's about helping humanity through the ascension process. Twins are not here just to torture each other for the rest of your lives. You're not here to be miserable for the rest of your lives because you can't stop thinking about your twin flame, but you're not together. That is not why we're here. That is not why we incarnated. That's not why our souls agreed to this, and that is not why our souls refuse to let us off. Like, we're here for a reason, serving a purpose, and union is guaranteed. You just have to get through the journey. You just have to get through the process. Yeah, there's lots of people who go on and on about, twins can never be together because, look, all of these people aren't together. This is where we're at in the process, okay? This is where we're at in ascension. All of those people who aren't together, they're just not together yet. They haven't gotten to union yet. That doesn't mean they never will. Ascension hasn't been going on forever. The ascension process started, I want to say, in 2012. I don't remember exact dates. And it took a significant leap in 2020, I believe, at this December solstice 2020, and has grown significantly in 2021. Like, each equinox was a major seed point, I believe, in the ascension process. Twins are here to assist with ascension. As ascension goes or continues, whatever, more twins are activated, more twins are coming into union. This is a healing journey that takes years. Okay, it takes at least a year. I don't think that, actually, you know what? I think I can think of one twin flame pair who have somehow miraculously, seemingly done it in less than a year. That being said, I think it might be too soon to tell. Because you never know. There can always be another separation. But it's been going well, as far as I'm aware. So, but for the most part, like, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. It takes time. It takes time to get through that healing process. And even twins who are healed enough to be together while they're still healing, like, they're still healing is my point. Like, they're together, but they're still healing. So we need to understand that this is not something that happens overnight. It is meant to be a significantly transformative process. And well, honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. The only reason you think there's something wrong with that is because you're focused on the 3D perspective and the society perspective and your family telling you you need to go be with someone who makes you happy. But why not be with someone who you can heal each other down to a soul level and then have the most amazing relationship that you could ever have in your life? Because the connection is that significant. You just have to get through the healing process. And you're both going to be a completely different person when you get to the other side of that. But anyway, so yeah, anyone who says, well, there's not that many twins in union yet. From part of the stuff that I channeled from Jesus was that by the end of 2021, 15% of twin flames will be in union. But in 2022, at the end of 2022, 65% will be in union. 40% of twins are coming into union. Wait, no, sorry. 30% of twins are coming into union in 2022. So that would bring the number up to 45%, not 65. So that's a big jump from 15% to 45%. But why is that the case? Because the twin flame, the mass majority of twin flames going through this process, going through the twin flame journey, I just said that wrong. The majority of twin flames meeting, I'm still not saying it right. Okay. First wave met between 1999 and 2013. That's a long period. Why is it a long period? Because it wasn't time of ascension yet. Notice that that's the year after ascension started as well. That just came to me. So the lead up to the start of union. No. I can't talk. The lead up to the start of ascension was the first wave meeting over 2 decades, a little over 2 decades. Can I do math? No, I can't do math. Hold on. 14 years. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, so the lead up to the start of ascension was a 14-year span of the first wave of twin flames meeting. So of course they were very rare during that time, and nobody had even heard of the term twin flames before. And then since then, like every 2 years is a new wave. So that's a lot more twins like meeting and being activated for the twin flame journey to assist with ascension. So like this is why there have not been a lot of twins together in union, because we weren't in ascension yet. So it's been the lead up to it, and now it's been the healing process, and now is the time when twins are meant to come together. You just have to give it the time needed to go through the process that our souls are requiring us to go through. So don't listen to those people who say twins never come together and twins never come into union. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about because they haven't experienced it, and they're based in 3D ego and based in like assumptions, based on what they're observing and experiencing. But just because they haven't experienced it yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Okay? I was going to say something else that I forgot, so I'm just going to continue on. Y'all are going to come into union when you are meant to and how you are meant to, and you're going to be celebrating and there's going to be proposals, and there's going to be marriages, and things are going to take off. Delays are going to be over. Life is going to improve significantly overnight, and there's not going to be anything holding back your connection anymore. Like, you're just going to take off at full speed because the connection's already solid and secure. Like, these connections are literally what I say the embodiment of, for better or worse, in marriage vows, because you go through all that before you even get to union. So when you come into union, you already, the relationship's already so secure and stable that you don't need to go through the standard procedure of dating. You can just take off to that long-term commitment. And you're both ready for that too. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of, now that I've cleared off the table, I want to be able to put the cards down, and some of these meanings I'm going to be referencing the book or books. So let me make that adjustment and take a quick sip. Okay. And get stuff situated so it's easy for me to grab. Okay, and let me start with the Oracle of Visions. So, can I put this down more? There we go. Put it there though. Maybe a little more. Okay, so probably most of you, honestly, most of you divine feminines have been sitting anxiously waiting for the communication, for positive movement, for something to give you hope, to give you something to hold on to. Some of you might even be like kind of giving deadlines as well, and it's really getting to you, it's making you anxious. And the masculines are not giving this to you. The masculines are being secretive and keeping their process to themselves because they, honestly, it depends on, it's hard to explain this in a broad way to apply to all because they're not all the same. But like, to use Vine for an example, like they need to feel like they have everything under control and feel like they're capable of doing everything on their own before they're ready to let their feminines in and let them know what's going on and sorry, trying to make this more visible, but I guess that's the best. And before cluing them in, like they need to just feel like they have everything under control and can do everything on their own so that they can be that strong divine masculine for their feminines. So they do it all on their own before they are willing to really let their feminines in and to know what's going on. And it can be frustrating for the feminines because they're like, you know, they're in the dark literally sometimes, but the masculines just tend to be secretive. They tend to, and you know what, another reason is because of their fear of vulnerability and their fear of opening their hearts, because so many of the divine masculines are very wounded with abandonment wounds and self-worth issues that it's very hard for them to let their divine feminines in for that reason. They have to heal those wounds to feel worthy enough. And that's another reason why they're secretive, because they have to build up the emotional strength to let their feminines in. A lot of them are also like dealing with a lot. They're carrying a lot of weight in their lives. Now that could be because of karmic situations, meaning like obligations and responsibilities. It can be professional or family also, but they're bearing the weight of other people a lot, and they're having to maneuver their way through the process of dealing with that so that, you know, they have more freedom to be able to make choices for themselves. Okay, but know that you all are in the process of putting the puzzle pieces together for yourself. Okay, the masculines are putting the puzzle pieces together in order to find their way forward and to see the bigger picture of their lives and what's meant for them and to move towards it. And the feminines, the masculines also, but they're a step behind. The feminines first. The feminines are putting the puzzle pieces together of the broader spiritual perspective overall and seeing everything from that higher perspective, like I was talking about in the beginning. So that is helping them to be able to surrender and trust more as well. Feminines, you really need to focus on being balanced and staying in your power and strength so that you can provide that emotional, energetic, and spiritual support foundation for your masculines. You don't have to be in communication. You can feel each other's energy at all times. So making sure that you are balanced, it helps your masculines with their side of the process because you are providing a strong, stable, energetic foundation for them to go from. Let's remember that twins can feel each other's emotions. You may or may not even realize that, but twins can feel each other's emotions. And it is so important to try and be as stable as possible. I mean, sometimes purges and triggers happen, and they're meant to in order to release pent-up emotions so that they don't get to you. But you got to move through it and then leave it behind, because you can't dwell in those negative emotions. Your twin can feel that if you do. If you get too negative and you get too pessimistic and you try and run, like, your twin can feel that, and you can trigger that same behavior and feelings and emotions in them. And plus, if you are thinking a lot of negative things about your twin, you could inadvertently put those telepathic thoughts in their head and then get them thinking negative thoughts about themselves. And that's the last thing you want, because that's just going to hold them back longer, because they're going to be having all of these negative thoughts about themselves. So you need to stay positive and focused and balanced, okay? Know that, you know that phrase about butterflies, that the more, I can't remember the phrase right now, but basically the more you chase it, the more it eludes you. But if you stop, like, it'll come and sit on your shoulder. And then another thing that this brings to mind for me is whatever is meant for you, like, you have to trust that you can let it go, and if it's meant for you, it'll come back. So those are the two things that really stand out to me from this card, from the imagery with this card. Can you see it okay? Because there's a butterfly there. And so the woman let the butterfly out of the cage. Oh, and there's more butterflies in the cage. She's letting them out. So to me, this represents two things. It represents that the feminines need to have that complete faith in trusting that their masculines will come back, that they can let go and surrender to faith and trust, knowing that the divine masculines will come back when they're ready to and meant to. And there is another meaning to this card, which is literally about the being given a way out, or getting out. So I also see this as for karmic situations. The masculines are going to get out of those karmic situations, whether they are released or they find their way out, or whatever it may be. The masculines are going to get out of the karmic situations. The masculines are assessing their relationships with everyone around them. They're assessing their relationships and connection with their twin flames, with their divine feminines, and they're assessing their relationships and connections with all other people around them, karmic partners, family, friends, work people, or actually you could even see it as work, not necessarily the person. And they are really taking stock of their lives and where they're meant to be and who they're meant to be with, and how they need to proceed forward towards all of that. Hold on. You can't drink all of that because I need it for the what I'm making for Thanksgiving. Plus the girls prefer that.
I just want some.
Okay.
I never buy normal milk.
You can have some.
Sad.
Some.
Some.
Anyway. Okay, so yes, they are preparing for a new beginning. They're releasing the past. They're releasing the karmic situations and partners, releasing the karmic trenches and the bad behavior and the wounds and all that stuff, and preparing for a new beginning with their divine feminines, with their twins. Okay. Okay, where should I go next? Let's look at the Oracle of the Seven Energies. So I asked about what is going on with the twins energetically speaking. This is like from an internal standpoint, okay? So first we have the Oracle's Gift. This is a third eye chakra card. This is all about, oh man, just remember something. Okay, anyway, this is all about having the awareness and recognition of your spiritual gifts, and clairvoyance opening up, any other spiritual gifts expanding. But it's also like understanding the way fate and our destinies are constructed here, I guess you could say. Like, basically, one of the things that I have learned through this journey and through all of the spiritual knowledge that I have gained during my spiritual awakening is that our souls already know our paths. Our paths are pre-written, predestined, especially for twin flames, because soul will overrides free will. And our human is just living out the path that has already been predetermined for us. And our souls know the choices that we're going to make, and know everything that's going to happen to us, and are guiding us through all of it. Our free will might cause detours along the way, but our souls are guiding us through it all. And so this is also about understanding all of that from that higher perspective, and seeing the future and your destiny from that bigger picture perspective. It's also about seeing all the signs and the messages that Spirit is giving you, and just your spiritual awareness expanding. Opening to Discovery is a throat chakra card, and this is about you integrating, like I was talking about earlier, integrating your higher selves with your 3D, with your human, having that soul recognition at a conscious level, understanding who you truly are, and your paths forward, and finding your authentic voice, like I said, from the intuitive side, not from the 3D ego center anymore, speaking from your higher 5D soul self, who you really are, what is meant for you, and that soul integration into your body. So you guys this is another very positive sign that you guys are getting through that process, just like the Light of the World card was talking about, okay? Seeing Beyond is another third eye chakra card. And this is about having that greater vision, seeing everything beyond the way it appears in the 3D, the way it appears to us based on, how we were raised to see everything through society and through society's eyes is what I was going to say, and through conditioning and all of that. It's looking beyond the 3D. It's getting out of your own way and releasing the projected outcomes that you have had from the 3D. It's looking beyond. There's no other better way for me to explain all that. It's looking beyond everything that you've known and seeing the bigger spiritual picture, and then learning how to co-create with spirit on that for yourself and your life. So basically, these twins are going through the spiritual awakening. They're getting to that higher level of understanding and awareness, and spirit is helping you through that. And you're seeing the invisible world, basically. You're seeing the spiritual world and the spiritual understandings of everything. And then Close Encounters I loved is a Sacral Chakra card. This is about you to, in the process of reconnecting and coming together. This is taking down your walls, allowing vulnerability to be a strength instead of seeing it as a weakness, being able to start communicating more effectively, and allowing your twin, potentially others as well, but mainly your twin, to see all of you, to see your wounds as well as your strengths, and setting healthy boundaries with others who are not able to do that with us. This just made me think of something that one of my friends and clients sent to me just earlier today. She watched this documentary that I need to watch, and it was about darkness. It was like I was saying earlier, actually, about the whole thing with darkness, expanding your spiritual awareness. But she said that the documentary also helped her to realize that, we are not all light. We have our shadow parts, our shadow aspects, and we have to face them. That's what this journey does. It makes you face your shadow aspects. But what really stood out to me from what she said was that we are the only ones who, because of the strength and significance of our connection with our twins, we are the only ones who can see our twin flames and see all of them, the good, the bad, the ugly, their faults and their shadow parts, and see and love all of it, because you cannot help loving this person completely, just 100% completely. Yes, that doesn't mean that you are okay with all of their choices and behaviors, especially when they're still in the 3D ego center and more wounded, but you still, like, the strength of the connection supersedes anything else. It just does. And it doesn't matter what you go through. You can't help loving them completely. And you can forgive, unconditionally love and forgive their shadow side as well as their light side, so to speak. So this makes me think of that. It's allowing the others to see your wounds as well as your strengths, and loving each other completely in that. And I think that is such a beautiful thing, and it's completely true and accurate for the twin flame journey as well. Okay, so now let's go to the Priestess of Lights. I love the synchronicity in the cards here because it totally matches up with the other oracle cards. So precognition, I felt was like, I'll do that one alone first. Precognition, I matched up with the clairvoyance card, or oracle, the oracle one from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Yeah, I said that right. So again, precognition is just like I was saying. It's about your psychic abilities opening up. Your intuitions are really expanding. You're really getting You guys should really be noticing more clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, all of them, all of the gifts, telepathy. It's really expanding. You should be noticing it with each other, with your twin, the telepathy and feeling their emotions, the clairsentience. And you should expect that that's going to continue to grow. It's part of your path, okay? Pay attention carefully because Spirit is likely sending you important messages. And it's important for us to open ourselves up to receiving them and understanding our gifts, how they work in receiving these messages. And then we have balance again. Once again, it's important to stay balanced and stay solid in your energetic foundation. You can achieve balance simply by paying attention to the needs of your daily life. When you make choices that honor your body, spirit, and personal priorities, you create the stability and stamina necessary to see you through to the fruition of your greatest dreams and desires. And there you go. Focus on balancing your yin and yang energy, balancing your masculine and feminine energy, and balancing yourself overall, balancing your chakras and your aura, and staying in balance overall all the time. Not all the time, that's impossible, but as much as possible, okay? And we have building your world. This is like that diversity card. You know, your lives are expanding and growing right now. This is a beautiful time for your lives to really take shape, to be the architect of your life, just like what I was talking about from the Akashic Records. Whatever your dreams are, follow them. Whatever your passions are, follow them. This is what Spirit wants for you. Spirit wants you following your life purpose path. And that is embodying your true purpose and authenticity from a soul level. This also represents fertility and your family's expanding as well, which is always nice to hear when we're talking about the twin flame journey. I thought there was another message here, but there's not. Okay. And then lastly, we have miracles. Expect miracles, basically. Expect the miracles to come into your life and into this connection. You might think that there's no way for you and your twin to come together, but I told you, what is the point of the twin flame journey and to go through this process if you're not going to come together? We are here for a reason. Our souls chose this path. We are here to assist with ascension. We are meant to come together. So you're going to get there. Miracles are going to happen that are going to bring you together. Believe in it and trust it. Feel and seek the higher wisdom, the ancient wisdom within yourself that goes back generations and lifetimes, and trust in the miracles. Know that Spirit will align things profoundly and synchronistically exactly how they need to be. Okay? Okay. The sacred forest. Divine masculines are finding their inner truth. So are divine feminines, but divine feminines tend to know it a little better or be more connected to it. Y'all are finding your inner truths, your soul truths, and what is meant for you. You're going through this significant growth process while finding those inner truths and going through this dark night of the soul, going through the spiritual awakening twin flame journey. It's all bringing you together and bringing you through this significant growth and connecting you with all of that energy that we talked about with the King and Queen of Forces, finding that energy and power within yourselves to shape your lives how you are meant to have them and to own your spiritual power as well. And that is all helping you to transcend, honestly, to transcend the 3D, to transcend this world and all of the conditioning that has been placed on us our entire lives. This is a powerful transformation and preparing yourselves to fly high above all of the conditioning and adversity as well that from others who don't get it and who don't understand, or from karmics and the difficulties that they present as well. The Pegasus's rise above the earthly realms offers a higher celestial perspective. How many times have I said the bigger spiritual picture? Take time to meditate, and profound insights about your life will be revealed. You are asked to see the situation at hand from a higher perspective. Step away from the drama and emotional manipulation of others. This is a pilgrimage of the soul. You are transcending the earthly burdens You're flying over situations that would have been pulling you down or have been in the past. And when you remember that you have come from spirit and are eternal, challenging situations will resolve through miracles. When you start to reconnect with your twin, focus on playfulness, being lighthearted and playful, and don't focus on the problems of the past. Everybody's had those problems. We can't help it because that's what this journey is. That's what we go through. Don't focus on that. Focus on the healing, focus on the unconditional love and forgiveness, and be light and playful and reconnect, and the joy is coming. I can't talk. And the joy is coming. The joy and the union and the happiness, it's all coming. You're going to get there, okay? Okay, so the rest of the messages are these higher perspective messages with the dragon deck, with the spirit animal deck, and with the white light oracle. So, okay, let's start here. I asked, again, I don't know all of these spirit animal cards that well yet. I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a progression also, okay? Or it's representing the collectives, all of them as a whole. Okay, so there are some in the rabbit and mouse energy, or it's representing where you've come from, okay? Which these are both earth element spirit animals. So the mice are detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, and nervous. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the... Okay, actually, let me say also, as I am reading through the remainder of these cards, take what resonates for you and ignore what doesn't, okay? It doesn't have to apply to every single person. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life, 3D, and try to control every detail. Don't overstress or overthink about the journey. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. When you're in balance, you're organized, resourceful, and prepared. When you're out of balance, you're busy with no purpose. To bring yourself into balance, a meaningful project. Rabbits are afraid of everything, are overwhelmed, and frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words. They shape your destiny. A lot of divine masculines might still be struggling with this because ending the karmic situations can feel like that. But this is something that they are being guided to work through. And honestly, I feel like this is an energy that comes up a lot, even when you're getting close to the end, because that fear can be something that keeps rising up. Like that's the ego center trying to pull them back. So this is something that they will continue to have to conquer as they go. When in balance, you're sensitive, problem solver, and a good listener. When out of balance, you over-explain and you talk fast. To bring into balance, a day of silence. Now, we have the octopus and the fish. And these are the water elements, of course. The fish is restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe you. When in balance, adaptable, travels well. When out of balance, distracted, changes mind often. To bring into balance, set a small goal and accomplishment. This is that 3D energy of you need to get control of that 3D energy, basically. The octopus is reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. When in balance, interested, engaged, intelligent. When out of balance, needy, clingy, lacks courage. To bring into balance, space to oneself, talk therapy. So far, these cards to me represent the difficult phases and periods of the twin flame journey. When we're dealing with the karmic situations and dealing with the 3D ego center and trying to find our way through all of that, basically, and get out to the other side, get through the spiritual awakening process, basically. So now we're shifting to the air elements. Okay, first we have the owl. Abundance, clairvoyant, treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world, and trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When in balance, you're generous, trusting, secure. When out of balance, money, quarrels, and scarcity mindsets. To bring into balance, an offering. Peacock, inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. When in balance, confident and kind. When out of balance, can't digest situations. To bring into balance, meditation on the navel. So the owl and the peacock represent where we're going. And some of you have gotten there, and some of you are in the process of getting there, but some of you really need to work on these things. This peacock card is an important one, how it emphasizes the acceptance of the self and others. Okay, so really focus on the evolution of your growth in these aspects, okay? Now we have the fire element. We have elephant and camel. And both of these are actually such strong cards. Like, I definitely see the progression through these cards, to be honest, of where you have been and where you're headed, or where you have made it to. Where did I accidentally miss the elephant? There he is. Okay, first camel. Resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, which is judgment or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, you're calm, content, and have a sparkle in the eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. So really focus on embracing that energy and knowingness and balance, like it says there. Again, balance. Elephant, unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles, so if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, one pointed focus, generous, loving. When out of balance, misunderstands fate. To bring into balance, trust. There you go. It's all right there. Trust. You know, this is a spiritual pilgrimage that you're going through. This is a significant spiritual journey and awakening, and this is where you guys are headed. So focus on embodying the qualities that these cards are representing and describing, and that is what's going to help you continue your path forward. This deck also has a spirit element, and from the spirit element, your cards are Dragon and Cosmic Egg. So first is the Dragon, seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. Mic drop. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. The dragon is connected to the solar plexus chakra at the navel center, and it's called the Manipura Chakra as well. Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and outer dimensions. And then the Cosmic Egg is for the crown chakra. And this is just like amazing right now. The Cosmic Egg represents completion, harmony, the infinite within the finite. Basically, union. The Cosmic Egg is the final card in the journey, and it represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. This state emerges after we have treaded the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace, we experience self-realization. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arises within us, and the veils of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the cosmic egg has not been activated, we may feel as if we will never get there, or that we travel alone, disconnected from others. Those are the karmic phases and the ego center phases of the twin flame journey. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer or flash of interconnectedness, its potent energy stays with us. The cosmic egg is a remedy for the fragmentation of modern life. It's through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written at the beginning. We hold on to life, and life holds on to us. The journey is complete, but it does not end. The cosmic egg is connected to the crown chakra, like I said. The subtle essence of the cosmic egg resides at the crown chakra, called Sahasrara. I don't know how to say that. One of the aims of yoga and meditation practice is to channel energy from the base of the spine upward toward Sahasrara. Each of the 6 lower chakras plays an important role along this journey, and once the final epicenter of consciousness is activated, it is said to radiate the light of a million suns. I believe it. I just realized I never plugged my phone in, and I don't want it to die. I am almost done, though. Hold the thought. Did it start charging? Oh, come on. I think that should be okay now. It's not telling me, but I think it should be okay. Okay. Almost done, like I said. Now let's look at the dragons. Which dragons are helping the twins right now? First, we have the Earth Dragon. Whoops. Clears your path and the land around you. Stay grounded, be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing, and you can move forward in life. It is time to clear unwanted energies that are preventing your life from moving forward. Some of these may be in the earth under your home or office or where you travel. Call on the Earth Dragons and ask them to remove all that is not in accordance with divine light. Then sense the frequency rising within the land and on your path. This card also suggests you may be called on to do planetary service work, as the earth dragons will take the opportunity to cleanse any ley lines you focus on. Take a moment to direct them to clear the planetary grid and visualize the grid glowing and shimmering. When you walk, think of the earth dragons and connect with them through the earth. Ask them to ground you in your vision, for this card signifies that they are now boosting your spiritual journey and you are ready to fly. Notice the progress you make. Deep blue dragons are similar, actually. They're keeping you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk on a path of light. This card is suggesting that you call on the deep blue dragons to protect you or your loved ones. Visualize a protecting army of deep blue dragons gliding in front of you wherever you walk or drive. Let them precede you into your home or office. Ask them to dive into the ground below your house to consume all lower energies. Ask them to keep an area of 1 kilometer around you totally clear. Relax and trust this is happening. Because the deep blue dragons are transmuting the lower emotions of those in your vicinity, you are no longer moving through the dense energies of other people. Notice how much lighter and happier you feel. You can serve the planet by asking deep blue dragons to dive under your shopping mall, schools, big buildings, or anywhere you feel they are needed to consume dense vibrations. Then we have the golden orange dragon. Expands your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. This card connects you with the illuminated Archangel Metatron as well as his powerful ascended dragons. You are on your ascension path, and golden orange dragons are pouring high-frequency light into your aura to attract the attention of the masters, angels, and unicorns who are guiding you. Drawing this card suggests it is time for a push forward on your ascension path. Do you need to meditate more, or examine and release old stuff, or embrace who you truly are and recognize your magnificence? Tell these dragons what you need in order to take the next step on your journey into the higher frequencies, and they will help you. Call on them for support and they will provide it. They are wonderful companions and friends. The blue dragons from the Pleiades, I assume that I'm saying that right. Prepares you to accept source healing. Accept a heart activation. Give and receive heart healing. A blue dragon from the Pleiades has come to you today to offer you healing by lighting up a blue rose in each of your chakras. Relax, invite it to touch you, and accept any energy it brings you. Alternatively, it may have sought you to suggest you give beautiful blue Pleiadian healing under the law of grace to others. If you wish to do this, tell it that you are ready and it will activate a huge energetic blue rose in your heart so you can direct source healing to a person or situation. And that is your galactic connection today. And lastly, we have the earth and water dragon, which I saved for last because of what it represents, which is creating the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. This card is showing you this is a good time to create. With the gracious assistance of the earth and water dragons, you can lay a strong foundation for your future. Picking this card suggests it is time to start a new phase of your life. Fresh opportunities may be presenting themselves to you, so be ready to nurture any ideas or visions that come to you. The earth and water dragons will enable you to know intuitively what is right for you and to harness your creativity. They will help you to generate the right conditions to succeed. They will motivate you to put in the necessary work, for this is an important step, and then you can harvest your abundance. Most importantly, they will help you to take things lightly. So listen to your inner wisdom. The time for action is now. So that's a very positive outcome. I really love how Spirit always brings it back to trusting in the destination that you're headed in, trusting in the in union. Okay, last sets of messages from the White Light Oracle. Garuda Suparna. Cultivate confidence in yourself. You have the inner spiritual power to deal wisely and effectively with any situation. Don't allow anyone to take advantage of your kind nature. Reflect upon what action feels best for you to take and then follow through with decisiveness. Do not allow negativity to get a grip in your life. Positive energy and outcomes are indicated. Then we have Queen of the Nagas. A sacred task exists for you to fulfill. It is to be found through connection to your heart. Be open only to those most authentic teachings which prove helpful to your continued spiritual progress and personal freedom. Cleansing your body, mind, heart, and soul will be of particular benefit at this time. Powerful, subtle energies are helping ensure your success. Believe that many positive synchronicities and unexpected allies will rally to support you. So basically, be careful of who you listen to and cleanse yourself completely, and know your soul tribe is coming. Magnetism of Eros. Trust in what your heart yearns for without concern about how it will manifest. Take steps toward that which moves your heart. Reach out for what your soul wants and needs. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, for only then can you be truly held. That which appears out of reach or unavailable to you is closer than you realize. It doesn't matter if you don't think it's possible. Allow Spirit to create the miracles in your life and bring things together for your connection exactly how it's meant to happen. Know that it can and will. Spirit can create those miracles. And lastly, the perfume of Sophia. You will be able to sense the best timing and approach to take to create space for healing and resolution. Connect to your body and ground yourself in the here and now with body-friendly practices. You will find your way intuitively and instinctively, even through confusing circumstances, where one moment you are sure the answer is no, and the next moment you are sure it is yes. Give up trying to figure the answer out right now, and remain open with positive but relaxed expectation. That clarity shall emerge spontaneously according to divine timing. And that was the description of surrendering. So yeah, do that. So that is everything here. And like I said, I knew it was going to be long. I was hoping it was just going to be an hour, but it's an hour and a half. Although I did talk for 15 minutes at the beginning and that a couple times. But I think it was all important and helpful. So I hope you guys got through it okay. And I hope that the messages resonate with you. And let me know if you have any questions. And I will aim to be back again soon. I am aiming to alternate on Instagram and YouTube between my collective readings and my Instagram lives. There you go. I have to figure out how to set that up for YouTube, to be honest. I tried and then I had to do something. I can't remember what it was. So I think I'm going to alternate because I don't have enough time in the day to do both in a week. So I'll probably alternate. And I keep the readings with the moon cycles, and then I'll do the lives on the opposite. And in case you don't remember, check out my Etsy shop for twin flame readings, which I have offer a variety now, and also some helpful readings such as shadow work or soul path to help you down the spiritual awakening side of it. I have my Patreon set up so that if you want to subscribe to my VIP group collective, then you can get monthly calls and a monthly reading that's specific for that group. I also have one-on-one coaching mentorships in there, so you'll get monthly readings, Reiki, and coaching. And I just had an 11/11 portal workshop that you can purchase the recording of in my shop and then listen to the clearing and the activations and download all of that spiritually as well. And I have another workshop set up for the December solstice for shadow work. And I'll release more details about that soon. And my podcast interview from July is linked through everything, through my link tree and on YouTube. And I have another podcast interview coming out next month, like I said. So hopefully I covered everything. Let me know if you have any questions, if you need any help. And like I said, I hope that this helped you guys. And I plan to be back sooner. It shouldn't have been so long. Talk to you guys again soon.